Good afternoon, class. We're back online. It's really cold today, so it took me a little bit to get up here to my schoolroom because I'm freezing. And a lot of times in the cold months, we cheat and do it in the house. So I've been doing school with my other kids all day, and I finally got up here. And anyway, I hope you're getting used to getting your schoolwork done and getting in the groove of being at home. We're still struggling a little bit, but we're getting there. And anyway, a couple of things. We're going to go ahead and do the sections for today. You'll probably wind up doing a lot of it tomorrow, and that's fine because you have a whole week to do this work. I'm excited. I've got the majority of the test from test 10, but I'm still missing a lot of tests. So don't forget to snail mail it to me as soon as possible because, it's going to come down to I got to get grades in and all that good stuff. Some of y'all have actually posted your grade already. I spent a lot of time this morning grading and getting those posted. Getting quiz 30 is in there for those of you turn it in. If not, get it on mailed in with your next test because I'm going to need quiz 30. So the scripture that came to mind today, for great is the Lord and most worthy of praise. He is to be feared above all gods. Psalms 96:4. I think with things going on, and you can see that God is over the entire world because you can see that there's a problem in all of the countries. Not all the countries, but a lot of the countries have had this virus. So it just speaks volumes of the great magnitude of our God, and His hand is over all things. And again, to me, that's super encouraging. Our minds, we're not God. He's infinite and eternal, unchangeable. He's all-knowing. We're finite creatures, so it gives me great comfort to know there's a sovereign God in control. And even though I'm a little down and I'm a little sad about the situation, not really so much sad about getting the virus, just sad that from the emotional part of getting out and being with people. I'm one of those people, I need other people, I love people, so this has been, I'm a little down today because it's been a little challenging for me, and I love being with my family, but I have that physiological need to be with other people, and I miss that. But I want you to know I miss you. I miss all of y'all, and I wish things had been different this year, but we're going to get through this. This is a storm and a trial, and a lot of times during the trial, something beautiful comes out of it. So I'm praying for our nation, praying that something beautiful is going to come out of this situation. I'm going to read the homework in case you can't see it. I hope you can see it well enough. It is on the timeline, and like I said, y'all can kind of do your timeline at your own pace. However, I want you to keep it up to a certain degree because we got to get this done. But anyway, the homework is section 9.5, 1 through 6, 9.6, 1 through 10, 9.7, 1 through 6, 9.8, 1 through 10. Now, quiz 31, I decided to take a little load off of you. It is optional. So if you do not feel like doing 31, you do not have to do it. I just decided to make it an option because I feel like sometimes with all this online stuff and you're trying to pace, it's a little bit different than going in here and a teacher. You may be having some struggles keeping up with your work. I know my kids, this has been a little challenging, but like I said, we're getting through it. So that is optional. If I don't get it, you're not going to get a 0. You're just not going to get that grade put in as a grade. So that is that. Again, you can find it on my timeline. I updated on Jupiter. One of the classes was not saved on Jupiter, and I tried to go back and adjust that calendar, but it has been on the timeline the whole time. So nothing new, nothing to get worried about. 2 of these are reading a chart. So 2 of these are probably going to take you 5 minutes. I mean, maybe 10, depending on, maybe 10, but those are pretty easy. So we're still in the trigonometry, and we're going back. Remember I told you, first we found the sine the other day, the sine of an angle when you have triangles. This time we're going to do cosine and tangent. Again, I like to put up all the formulas at once. They're easier to remember this way. And on test 11, you're going to have the formulas. I'm allowing you to have all the formulas from all this last section from Unit 11. So actually, I think Unit 10's on it too. So 10 and 11, you're going to have area of a triangle or surface area of a cube. You're going to have all of those. You're going to have those. So don't stress out about it. But this is a way to remember it. So sine of an angle is opposite over hypotenuse. So cosine of an angle is adjacent over the hypotenuse. And then tangent is opposite over adjacent. So ka toa. Okay, so opposite hypotenuse. Cosine adjacent over the hypotenuse. Tangent is the opposite over the adjacent. I'm not spelling that right. Adjacent. Okay, so sine opposite over hypotenuse, cosine of an angle, adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is the opposite over the adjacent. So I have a little board, so I can't keep it on all the way up there like I usually do. Today we're finding the sine, section 9.5, sorry. So finding the cosine, I said sine, finding the cosine of an angle. So what happens is, a same situation, except this time, we've got a right triangle, and you're looking at some angle, and we're going to find the cosine instead of the sine. And the first one they give me, you got this triangle A, B, C. And the first thing I want you to do, it'll say, find the cosine of the indicated angle. They give me 10 here. They give me 8 and 6. 8 and 6. And they say, find the cosine of angle C. So, to find the cosine of angle C, the first thing you need to get in the habit is you've got to label your legs. Because if you don't label them, and remember, labeling the legs has to do everything with the angle you're looking at. We are looking at angle C, and this is 10 inches, 8 inches, 6 inches. So the first thing I always do is I label my hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is always the leg or the side opposite the right angle. So hypotenuse is 10. So we got that, put a little H there. The next thing I do is I go ahead and label my opposite. The opposite is the angle you're looking at. So the opposite of angle C, because we're looking at angle C, draw a line. The opposite, put an O underneath it, is this one. So draw an arrow opposite of angle C and put the O. So H-O, and then the adjacent is the leftover. So that's the easiest way to do it. Always opposites whatever the angle is you're looking at. And that's going to change. What if I was looking at angle B? Which B is the right angle, that doesn't count. If I was looking at angle C, the opposite would be over there. But it doesn't matter. Take your time. Look at the angle you're looking at. Draw your arrow. Opposites O. Hypotenuse is always the right angle and the adjacent's left over. So, the ka part, so, ka, toa, cosine is ka, which is the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So, sine of angle C is the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So, the first thing you're going to do, write the formula, which I did. I'll let you abbreviate the formula. Adjacent is 8. So you put 8 there. Hypotenuse is 10. Well, that's a beautiful thing because 8 divided by 10, y'all know that is 0.8 because that's 8 tenths. Tenths are the first decimal place to the right. So 0.8. So the cosine of angle C is 0.800. The reason we're doing that is because it says in your book, this is the example, it says to always do the decimal place to the thousandths. So those zeros are significant here because you've got to go to the thousandths place. So even though it's 8/10, they want to have the zeros to be significant there because they want us to do the thousandths place. So remember, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So doing problem 1, we'll do one of these. The first triangle, I'm going to put this up so I don't have to keep going back and forth. The first one I'm looking at, I've got this triangle like this. And this is number 1 in your book, so you can do it with me. And you got 5 feet, you got 4 feet, and you've got A, B, C, and 3 feet. So this is number 1. I literally just copied down the problem. And they want you to find the cosine of angle angle A, excuse me. Cosine of angle A. So cosine of angle A. Go ahead and write the formula. Cosine is the adjacent over the hypotenuse, and that'll help you. But before you get into doing the math, you got to label your legs. So hypotenuse is always opposite the right angle. So H is opposite, so H is here. Okay? Opposite is always opposite the angle you're looking at. They are asking me for angle A, so I'm going to draw an arrow here and put O. Adjacent, left over leg, put A. So now we're ready to go because we've got the formula. So adjacent is 4. Put 4 here into A. Hypotenuse is 5. Now, some of y'all can do the quick math, and y'all are going to say, oh, that's 80, or 0.80. But remember, you can always divide the top by the bottom, numerator divided by the denominator if you forget, and you will see it's 0.8. They want 3 decimal places. So the cosine of angle A is 0.800. So that is number 1. We'll do number 5. Number 5, they give you a triangle like this. Okay. And they call it M, N, O. And they're looking, they got a little angle thing here, so they're going to be looking at N. And this is 10 feet. This is 26 feet. And this is 24 feet. So again, let's write down what they're looking for. They're looking at the cosine of angle N. So you write down cosine of angle N. Write the formula down. So ca means A over H. So the cosine of angle N, we've got to put in the values. Again, I don't look at them and do them because I'm telling you, if you just look at it and try to plug in, you're probably going to get the wrong thing. So label your hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is always opposite the right angle. So I'll put my H here beside the 26. Opposite is always opposite the angle they're asking you for. So the angle they're asking you for is N. So the opposite, draw you an arrow there. Opposite's 24. And adjacent has to be the leftover. So H is 26. O is 24, adjacent's 10. So, adjacent's 10, A, plug in your 10, and your hypotenuse is 26. Now, at this point, some of y'all, I noticed they did a reduced fraction in my book. They reduced it down to 5/13 because you can divide the top and the bottom by 2. But you do not have to do that. I don't care. I want you to go get the decimal. So in order to get the decimal, you divide the numerator or the top by the bottom, and and then you do the math. Now, at this point, some of you are going to say, oh, I don't like this decimal, which is probably true. But this is the way my brain thinks. Well, this is 26. Well, 4 quarters make $1, right? So this is 26. So that a way to get started is if 4 quarters make $1, these are 26. We know that the first thing we're going to try is a 3. So you can put the 3 there. And 3 times 3 times 6 is 18. Carry your 1, 6, 7. Now remember, we have to go out 3 decimal places. So again, 18 carry 1, so 7. Now we're going to borrow from this, and we have 2, 2. Bring down the 0 because we have to do 3 decimal places. Now, I can do the quarter thing here and say, well, 6 quarters is $1.50, but I think that's a little bit harder in this case. I would round up and make this 30 goes into 22 or 3 goes into 21 about 7 times. I would try the 7 first and see if it works. If it doesn't work, we can always go down. 7 times 6 is 42. 14 plus 4 is 18. So it's gonna work. The only problem is it might go one more time. I'm fixing to find out. And it does. See, I didn't make an error, but I realized my remainder is bigger than what I'm dividing by. So you're gonna have to go up 1 time instead. So put the 8 there. 8 times 6 is 48. 16, 20. Yeah, that's a lot better. So, you're left with 120. So, I would say 3 goes into this about 4 times. I think it's going to go one more time. So, put 5 here. 5 times 6 is 30, 12, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 3.85. Wanted to check with the book, and it is the correct answer. I wanted to take a little time with the long division as a review. So again, you divide the top by the bottom. If you divided 5 by 13, it's still going to work. And it might be easier to reduce it and then divide. It just really depends on y'all, what y'all want to do. A lot of times kids forget to reduce, so totally up to you. That's the cosine. 9, 6. You're going to read that table on the back of the book, and you're going to answer those, so you should have no problem with 9, 6. All right, 9. So 9, 6. You're going to go to the table. And I forgot what page it's on. The table is on page. The table is on 420. Yeah, page 420. Now 9, 7 is the tangent part. So remember, SOHCAHTOA. So 9, 7. I'm gonna see if my pink works a little bit better. I'm not loving this purple. 9, 7. Finding the tangent. I'll make sure I spell this right. Yeah. So remember, we had the first one with the sign, the so, O-H, ka, A-H, toa. So the tangent of an angle is the O over A, the toa. So you got so, sine, so, cosine, adjacent over hypotenuse, and then tangent is the TOA, or the TOA. So the first one they give you is the example, and now you're probably getting really good at this because It's the same thing, it's just your formula's changing and you have to make sure you label your legs right. So the first one we're going to do is the example. And they give you in 9-7, they give you, and this is on page 377 because I want you to be keeping up with me. A, B, C. They give you this is 10 inches. They give you this is 8 inches. This is 6 inches. And I noticed they have angle C marked. So that's the one we're going to be looking at. B is the right angle. So they want you to find the tangent of angle C. So the tangent of angle C, first thing you've got to do is write your formula. That's the TOA, tangent. So it's O over A. We need to go label because we don't know what O is and we don't know what A is. So the first thing you're going to do, I always label my hypotenuse. Hypotenuse, draw an arrow. That's opposite the right angle. So that's H. Opposite is always opposite the angle you're looking at. We are looking at C. Draw an arrow to the opposite leg and put O. A is the one left over. So again, opposite of angle C, opposite, draw your arrow O, leftovers A. So this time, they want you to get the values or get the fraction for O over A. O is 6. A is 8. Some of you are going to see this right out of the gate. And you're going to say, well, that reduces down to 3/4 if you divide it by 2. It does reduce down to 3/4 because you can divide both pieces by 2 and you have 3/4. If you notice that, it's going to make your math so much easier because 3/4, remember, it's like 3/4, which is 3/4 is 75 cents. So you won't even have to do the division if you realize that. 75 cents is 0.750 because remember, we're doing it to the hundredth place. If not, you can go over here again, divide the numerator by the denominator, or top divided by the bottom, and you will easily get it quickly, 0.75, because you can divide it. This is where reduction to me makes quicker math, because I would have easily seen that. Just 6/8, I don't really, that's harder to do in your head, because we don't say we ate 6, we would never say, I had 6/8 of that pizza. Now you'd say I ate 3/4 of the pizza. And then, like I said, that makes your math a lot easier, but that is that one. So we'll do number 1. I always seem to do number 1 for whatever reason. Actually, you know what? For fun, let's change it up. Let's do another one. I am going to do let's do number 2. I have no idea what 2 is, but we'll figure it out. So number 2, I'm just going to draw this triangle. My triangle is not very pretty. And they give me E. I don't like my triangle. Let me fix my triangle. It's not looking like a right angle to me. So, this is straight. Okay, much better. So, I have triangle E, D, F. And they gave me a big number down here. This is 25 down here. And this is 60. 25 feet, 60 feet, 65 feet. This is on page 378. So these are some pretty big numbers, so the division ought to be exciting. But anyway, let's label the triangle. First of all, what are we looking at? We're looking at the tangent of angle F. Tangent is the TOA, opposite over adjacent. So we got to label those legs. Hypotenuse, always opposite the right angle. opposite. All opposite is always opposite the angle you're looking at. They are asking us for F. The opposite of F, draw your angle, is 60. Adjacent is the leftover. So, write your formula down. Tangent angle F. Opposite is 60. Adjacent is 25. Now, you can reduce it. I don't really see where it would help you to reduce it too much. Or you can go divide the top, which is the numerator, divided by the bottom. So, easily you can see 2 quarters is 50 cents. So, 2 times 25 is 50. 25 doesn't go into 10. Got to go 3 decimal places, add the 0. 4 quarters, make $1. So the tangent, oh, and they do want us to go 1 more decimal place. I forgot about that. The tangent is of angle F is 2.040 because we've got to do thousandths, remember? So, 60/25. I hope I got it right. I'm going to check it. I actually, let's see here. It's 2.4. Did I do my dyslexic math? Yes. I'm supposed to have a 4 here. 2400. Okay. Sorry about that. Y'all know I'm dyslexic. I put the 4 in the wrong place because 4 times 25 is 100. I did do it right here. I just put it in the wrong place. Whew. Okay. So anyway, I'm sorry. It's 2.400. I don't know why I wrote that in the wrong place, but that is the correct answer. Yeah. Okay. Just wanted to check in my book. I apologize for that, but wrote it down. Wrote the division right and put it in the wrong place. I have no clue. But anyway, that is number 2. I'm sure some of y'all already had caught that error, and I apologize. Let's try another one. We will do number 6. So here's number 6. And it is P, Q, R. They're going to be looking at R because they've got that one marked. 17 feet, 15 feet, and 8 feet. So, the tangent of angle R, so remember the tangent's the TOA, is opposite over adjacent. So you've got to label, you got to label the opposite, you got to label the adjacent, and the hypotenuse. I label them all. So the opposite of the right angle is the hypotenuse, H. Opposite of R, we're looking at R. Opposite, draw your arrow, put your O. Leftover